Welcome back, everyone. We're back in the Boreal forest with Doc, who started out naked but has improved his situation quite a bit. At this moment, we're in the first day of summer and we're going to see some warm temperatures, so we started building our freezer. We have laid down some blueprints, but we don't have the material just yet, so we're going to start with that at first. We need more steel. Of course, mining on an empty stomach would be just plain stupid. We would risk a major break risk, and we don't want that. So Doc is munching some rice at first. Overall, we don't have a lot of negative boot bonuses anymore. Let's keep it that way. Our steel is quite far away. We need to walk, almost half the map. But this is the closest by, so let's go for it. We'll mark out 7 bits for mining, which should give us round about 210 steel, which is plenty to start our electricity and our air conditioning. What you just witnessed is a different screen-to-screen transition. I had some comments about my other screen transitions that they were a bit jarring. English not being my native language, I actually had to look that up. But yeah, I get what you mean, and I hope this is an improvement. Thank you for pointing that out, Mataru. I hope you pronounced your name correctly. We also had the situation around Guzman. He was hurt badly, and we have an opportunity to save him, and then he will join us. At this moment, we're thinking, yes, we're going to save him. It is going to be a bit of a gamble because we don't know anything about his traits, but at the moment, the plan is to save him. We also saw a trader coming by, so after the steel mining, we will go to the trader. We see Doc here hauling some steel. Right after that, she will start bartering with our trader, and let's see what he has for sale. It is a slaver, but I don't have a lot of money, so it's probably not an opportunity to buy another colonist. However, looking at this slaver, Doc got a brilliant idea to improve our silver situation. To get more silver, we could become a slaver ourselves, or even produce drugs to make a living. So, while the trader didn't have any interesting items to sell us, it did give us a good idea, and that's worth something. So we couldn't buy any new colonists, so let's take a look at when Guzman needs to be saved. At the moment, we still have 3 days to save Guzman, so that will give us plenty of time to make some preparations and to maybe improve our weapon status. At the moment, we just have a bow, and even though they are chinchillas, it's not the greatest weapon to attack them. We also see we have a gift from our traders, and they gave us some extra silver. So even without some transactions, we did manage to increase the amount of silver we have. With temperatures rising, we do need to start building our freezer. For this, we need the materials at the places where we want to build them. So Doc is hauling the stuff right now. Should have plenty of steel and components at the moment, so this won't be a big problem. In the meanwhile, we have some stuff in our outside stockpile. These are the tainted apparels, and the first one rotted away. So yeah, good riddance. Doc will haul the last bit of steel and components, and then she can start construction. I also got some comments on the sound level. I decreased the game sound level a bit so you can hear me a little bit better. Let me know if this is okay, then I'll save these settings. So, after rearranging some stuff, Doc can finally get started with our AC unit. As you can see, that won't take that long, and after constructing the AC unit, Doc will also construct our generator. Our generator is a wood-fueled generator, so we need to fuel it wood every few days. But on the Boreal forest map, we have plenty of wood, and yeah, we need to keep it in stock, and that will be fine. I've put the temperature of the freezer on -7. This should be okay. It's a fairly small room. -1 is actually okay, but better have some extra margin for the hot days in the Boreal forest. It can go up to 35 degrees up here. That's just a normal temperature, and we could also get a heat wave. After construction, Doc decides it's time for some cleaning, and to be honest, it did get a bit messy. All in all, our first AC unit did even last an hour. It broke down already. Luckily, we have some extra components to fix it. We're also going to mount a wall light near our tailoring bench. This would give the room a little bit more light, and we can get rid of our torch. As most of you probably know, the wall light is not a default item. This is a mod I'm using mainly because I hate the bulbs and they're in the way, and the wall light, yeah, kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You can just put a light on the wall instead of a light bulb that's just as big as an end table. So at the moment we see Doc is idling. This is kind of a weird thing because in my opinion she should start cutting up marble blocks. However, I did restrict the area to gather resources, and we can see our marble chunks are just outside this area. So we're going to increase the radius a bit, and we're also going to increase the radius of the granite blocks, and we're going to haul some granite blocks because we do have a freezer now and it's time for other extensions. We're going to haul some granite so Doc can start chopping up those as well. So after addressing the bills, that was only one part of why Doc was idling. I always use research as a fallback, so we always have something to do. And at this moment, we can see we don't have any research project. She needs a research project. It's actually in the screen. Somehow I forgot it, and after talking to our slaver, we decided to become a drug producer. So we need to research drug production. And that's what we're going to set up next. So we're going to get our research tab, and this is an opportunity for me to use a different transition, and let me know what you think of this one. Here it is. We're sliding in the research, gonna activate our drug production research and slide it right out. I thought it was kind of cool. Let me know. So after researching and a quick snack, Doc falls asleep, and this is when something interesting happens. We have a wild woman wandering in, and looking at this wild woman, I actually thought maybe we could just leave Guzman and get this wild woman to join us. And I have several reasons for that. For one, she has a scratch scar on her left foot. And why is that interesting? It's interesting because he's a transhumanist. So she wants her body parts replaced by artificial body parts. And that even is a peg leg or just a normal prosthetic. Next to the transhumanist trait, she also is an undergrounder and iron-willed, which is quite good. Her melee skill is quite low, but it has a double passion, so she would become our melee fighter. Also, a plant and animal passion next to a social passion is quite a good skill set, in my opinion. And then I didn't even talk about the construction and mining skill of already 7. There is one downside. At the moment, our animal level is 1, and we need 7 to actually try and tame her. So with that option gone, it's back to saving Guzman. However, Randy decided otherwise. Doc had gotten food poisoning and her movement speed will go severely down. So in my opinion, the caravan is out of the question at the moment. After constructing the door, this is actually a room, and we can see Doc putting a roof on it. However, with the AC and the heat of the generator, this room will reach really, really high temperatures. So over here, we're gonna use the remove the roof zone. This way, it'll be unroofed and the heat can dissipate in the air. We will prioritize this. As we can see, it's already 90 degrees inside and it's getting a little hot. After removing the roofs, we will also expand our home zone. We will do this because in our home zone, Doc will do repairs, do cleaning, and also does fire extinguishing. And as we can see, not everything is covered by the home zone. So to prevent disasters from happening, I guess, we will include everything in the home zone again. I'll also make it a little bit bigger so we have some room to expand to, and this is also the size of room I want to reach on short terms. We can see Doc's food poisoning is recovering, but her movement is still limited, so I'm quite sure we don't get to Guzman in time. So yeah, sorry Guzman, I think you're done for. We won't be able to save you, and although we wanted to, it's not a viable option at the moment. What we can do is mark some stuff for mining. Over here we're gonna place our next wall. and this wall will then be the first bit of our extension. We don't want to touch the ancient danger just yet. That's because, yeah, I don't want to open it just yet. I know there's been a comment of opening it while there is a trade caravan, but I don't want to increase the wealth too quickly, and being just a one-man colony, or one-woman colony actually, that'll be too much of a risk. So we'll continue with expanding first and hope that with some extra colonists we can open the ancient danger somewhat later. After the mining, it's time for another walk again. And when she finishes the walk, Doc will be going to bed. During her nap time, we can plan a little bit of the base. So we're gonna construct the first wall over here. And this will be also a little bit protection for the ancient danger, so it doesn't open up while we don't want it to. Her construction skill is, I think, about 9 or 10 now. Just went up, and we can see it's going quite fast. I also had a comment about using the 3 times speed too much. I do notice I do it every now and then, but yeah, especially for the boring bits, I think, and I've tried to use the 1 and 2 speed a little bit more. So yeah, I hope it's better like this. In the meanwhile, Doc is ready for the second rice harvest. This will get us a nice stack of rice, and looking at the date, I think we can get at least 1 rice harvest in before the summer ends. Our wild woman that's roaming about has taken an interest in our rice harvest as well. She wants to grab a little from it, and for this time we're gonna allow her. She had a fight with a raccoon, she got hurt quite bad, and we want her to survive. Somehow I still have hope of her joining our colony in the near future. Obviously we're not gonna leave the rest outside, so we'll definitely haul some stuff, but she can have a stack or 2. Looks like she's quite enjoying it. Doesn't even thank us. A little bit ungrateful. But yeah, what can you do? She's a wild woman after all. After building a few pieces of wall, Doc decides back to bed again. After this, he will continue with the wall and also have a little snack. We will then focus a little bit more on research. We do want the drug production to end. So let's push a little bit on that. In the meanwhile, we have food. We do need to get some heel root. Because we want to get the drug production up and running, we do need to plant some smoke leaf this time, I think. We don't have any psychite recipes yet. So let's start with the smoke leaf, and then we can make some joints. We will use the joints to sell and earn us some silver, but we also use and save some joints for our colonist. Doc needs to relax every now and then. We don't have a lot of break risks at the moment, feeling rather well, but might we have a psychic soothe or a psychic groan, then we could use one of the smoke leaf joints. This will give us a mood boost, so we'll put up a basic health program to use a smoke leaf joint every 2 days if her mood goes below 40%. So after harvesting all the heel root, we can see Doc planting our first drugs over here. Like I said, I'm hoping we'll get it inside before the actual fall. Yeah, before actually temperature stops dropping below 0. We don't want the stuff to freeze. We do want to use it properly. And I think with this patch, we have like 23 times, I don't know, 6 or 7, I think. So it'll give us quite a lot of smoke leaf joints, which would in return give us quite a lot of silver. After sowing, it's time for research again. And before she goes to bed, Doc is refueling our generator. While she's almost asleep, we get an interesting quest. This quest involves Anan. Anan is fleeing, she's running for her life, and she's been followed by one raider. At the moment, I think we should accept the quest, mainly because of two things. One, we failed to save Guzman. Sorry for that again. Second, our wild woman wandering about isn't going to join us because our animal skill is not high enough. So Anan is wanting, absolutely nothing except our protection to join us. So we'll definitely do that. And then we have our second colonist. Let's take a look at her skill set. First thing I notice is the hearing on 91%. It's because of a cochlear implant. This will reduce her hearing a bit, but probably without it, it would be even worse. We do see an animal skill of 9. This is quite interesting because she could help us get Narda in our colony as well. She is incapable of violence and caring, very neurotic, and a pretty nudist. So yeah, a nudist in the Boreal forest isn't that great. We do need clothes. It's going to be minus 30 or plus 30. At the moment, she's doing fine, and I hope she can get us Narda. This would be awesome to get her before she actually leaves because of cold temperatures. So we're going to put her on handle, put priority on 1, and we're going to hope she can get Narda to join us. And if Narda joins us, I'm not really sure what to do with Anan. She's not that great, and I'm sure she has her uses, but I don't think it will be as a colonist. In the meanwhile, the raider appeared. It's a one-man army. He does have a club. His melee skill is quite high, so I'm a little bit scared that if he comes close to us, he will do quite a lot of damage. So to up our security a little bit, we're going to put down a spike trap. This will be a nice opportunity for Anand to lend us a helping hand. While Doc is sleeping, she can bring the wood over there. After she brings the wood, we'll wake up Doc, and Doc can actually construct the trap. Anand will then go to sleep. After her final moments bed rest, Doc will help Anand with building the trap. And she's finished just in time before the raider gets there, and she can wait in the opening of the door. Over here, she can still get a few shots in. The first shot from a distance is a hit. Second shot is also successful, but the third one goes into the wall. I wanted to retreat, but the raider was too fast. It did get a hit on Doc, quite a lot of hit points actually. This is why I was quite scared of him. But yeah, we managed it. Our trap did the most of the work, and Doc is already tending to her wounds. It's just a bruise, but could be worse. The club looks nasty with some spikes on it. So Doc will haul the body inside. We can use it later on. And we also have an extra piece of herbal medicine. After this, Doc will go to bed. We can see Anan here. She has quite a lot of negative thoughts. One we can rid of quite easily, and that's making her nude again. Anan is a nudist. She doesn't like wearing clothes, and the temperatures are at this moment okay enough to walk around without clothes. At this moment, a few things happen. Doc is finishing her drug research. We do get some visitors, and Narda is walking by, and Anan is going to do her first taming attempt. We can see Narda here hauling a lynx. This will be her food, but we're going to offer her some rice. She eats it, but then takes the lynx again, and we can also see our visitors here. This is Cambiar. Cambiar, I don't know if you know Pete Complete's Ice Sheet Challenge. That was an inspiration for me, and I really liked the episodes, and Cambiar is the main character of that series. I quite liked watching it, and it's an honor to have him as our guest. However, he doesn't have any items to trade, and for us, it's time to go to bed. This also concludes this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I've listened to some of your tips, and let me know if I implemented the way you thought I would. And I hope to see you the next episode. As always, please leave a like or even subscribe if you really liked it, and that will be much appreciated. See you next time.